Am I getting anything? Yeah, I think I'm getting something. Um, just making sure this all works. So this should be 28, vlog 28, which is on time, so I can tell you a bit more. So what's happened this week? Um, I've got the equipment. I've bought it back, which is a lot of stuff. Now I'm actually asking my parents if they could pick me up, stuff like that. We had little problems with getting the equipment for filming this weekend over. Sorry, this weekend we're going to be filming all the stuff. We're just going to be um, here in the house because it's also librarian stuff in the library, which I've set it up. I'm going to be filming it next week, which I'll let you know how that goes. Well, I'm probably going to be filming the vlog prior to that, so hopefully everything goes well. Still working on getting an actress for the librarian as well. I was going for um, Flo, who is the fiance of our friend Graham, who is the devil. If you see them, if you have seen them already, actually you have seen them if you've seen College 25. It was 26, but I recently changed it because everything was completely wrong. But yeah, it was a lot. I had to bring around a lot of equipment: dollies, boom poles, tripods, cameras, loads of stuff. It's really took up a lot of space, even for a Land Rover. Um, a dolly which is just wheels. I mean, there's a dolly with tracks and there's a dolly with wheels. The dolly with wheels is just move it anywhere, whilst the track is, well, the track, it's a predetermined pathway. Um, I've actually become I'm very behind uh, on my script. I'm actually working on that now. The script. Well, not currently. At the moment, I'm getting ready to. I'm actually starting to upload my latest thing. Oh yeah, college vlog. That's it. What even is that? That's how many FMs? Oh, I know what that is. It's a thing. Um, so I'm just getting ready to upload the latest college vlog. So as I'm actually recording this, I'm also uploading the thing. So the last video was, might as well check it out. Was of course episode 26. I'm uploading episode 27. Uh, what else shall I mention? Um, no, I can't think of anything at the moment. Oh, some stuff which I still need to do, such as I mentioned that our friends Rachel, so week six, project 5, week 3. Sorry, project 5, week 3. So which means this one will go up as week 4. Um, late. Good. So it's called vlogs. Publish. Okay, so yeah, that does its thing in the background whilst I talk to you. Um, and yeah, she got back to me and she brought me back 2 Smirnoff bottles, which is nice. However, unfortunately, they're not using the same label which I remember them using before. So what I've done is I've just measured out the label on there, which is 3.5 inches by 4 inches. I mean, the 2.5 is a little bit more. It's emphasized a bit, but at least I can have a nice large stamp on my bottle. Only problem is, I didn't have any blue caps, so I just replaced it with a silver one, which is fine anyway, because the main colours is blue and silver on my label. Which I don't know if I've shown it already. I don't have it around here. Somebody printed it off in the house for some reason when I put it onto Facebook. Uh, can't find it. Sorry, that flies everywhere. It's terrible. Spraying stuff like that. Hope that doesn't um, bug us when we're doing filming. Uh, so yeah, I did just get the bottle. I tried to work around it. After measuring the label, I also cleaned the bottle out as best I could, and I also removed the labels the best I could. So it's nice and clean. Unfortunately, there was a band around the neck of the bottle, and that's metal. and I don't know how to get that off. I mean, I can't use a knife to make it blunt, and my parents might kill me if I ever ruins their knives because they're moderately expensive. Uh, it's just me. It's not coming up. Sorry, the sandbars are very small, and I don't know why. Um, it's weird. Anyway, so yeah, I need to find a way to get the metal band off. It doesn't really matter that much because I'll need to use the bottom stuff when I have the book ready, which I haven't because I've got another book which I'm going to make a custom cover for because this other book. It's hang on, actually I've got it back here. See, what I want to do was I've got 3 books which I wanted to put my custom covers on, you know, the joke ones. So, what I have is for the I've got this book because it's nice yellow, has a yellow spine. I'm going to use this for the Summoning for Morons book because yeah, it fits cover. So you see the spine, you can see it's yellow. So I don't think people are going to. Some people might look closely and say, you do realise that is the spine to the hairy bikers, dieters, eat for life or whatever. And, you know, sure it's going to happen, but at least I have something which fleshes it out quite well. So I'm going to measure this later on. And I'm going to go back to college on Monday. And I'm going to start measuring this all out and putting it into whatever. And I'm going to reprint this out so I can put that on there. I've got a copy of Tape Pratchett the Dodger. That's going to be the book I'm going to use for the cover of A Murder in Green because of its nice dark cover. I think that works quite well. That is just a sort of small novel sort of size, which is what I'm going for. And this is a nice chunky biography book. Don French, Dear Fatty, and I'm going to be using that for the Donald Trump book because it's nice, big and fat. I've seen plenty of biography books before, and it makes sense. They're the general sort of stereotypical sizes for everything. Unfortunately, we don't actually have our own For Dummies books, but I think that's the best I can get at the moment. Not that it matters that much. As for labels for the bottles, actually, if you give me a moment, I'll even show you the bottle I've got. There we go. So I've got a Smirnoff bottle here, which I can use. It's nothing special. It's pretty basic. Like I said, there's I replaced the lid with something silver, so yeah, that's silver. I guess not much else to say. I've got the metal band around here. It's a bit banged up, which is fine because it's coming off anyway. And if you look closely, I think I can. No, I tried to actually take it off with a knife or whatever, which didn't go very well. I even tried to. You can sort of see this. Look closely. There's there we go. You see this large scar there. That was me trying to snip around the scissors. Yeah, snip around the neck with the scissors, which didn't go very well. Thankfully, nothing was broken, so you know, I can't really say, well, you destroyed our stuff. It's a nice bottle overall. Yeah, this is all do moderately well. I mean, I think I remember the older bottles having you know, just being printed so the label is flashed out with the bottle as well. So even if you take off the label, there's a little bit of adhesive there. Oh, is there any more adhesive? Oh, it's a bit here and there. I'll just try and wipe those off while I talk. Much like how there's writing down here, just flashed out into the actual bottle. When where the label would be, the old large label which I'm using, which you know you can see it on one of my previous videos, 26 I believe. College vlog 27. Why is it processing 21? That's been taking its time. Okay, so I've got the last vlog uploading in the background. The original bottles which had the large labels, much like how the letters are printed into the bottle here, the same thing happens with the labels. So even if you take off the label, you can see the label shape molded into the front of it. So that would have been nice if I still had that, but unfortunately I don't. But it'll do. It's absolutely fine for the moment. I've got a nice bottle, something new, which I really should make some new, I don't know, fake research on or something like that. Is I was planning on making of putting uh, blood into a milk jug, and blood into an orange carton. However, then I realised I'm going to need my own versions of both because I'm one who doesn't want to end up with a lawsuit. So, come to think of it, I'll have to try and do something with the local bus. But then again, I don't really give two shits. Well, I'm not making money off this or whatever. I'm not really doing anything wrong with it. I'm not trying to make profits off the bus. So I guess that's fair use. As much as I guess is fair use. But usually I like to make parody labels and stuff. I think in high school, in my last year, I made a parody cereal called Unicorn Crunch, which was a unicorn cereal, which it's not flavored standard. It's sort of the equivalent of your Lucky Charms in America, but it's stupid. Something stupid like that. Things like that. So yeah, so I was thinking about doing some sketches of a I don't know, a stupid cow putting milk onto the side of a bottle. In fact, we've already got a milk carton which is almost empty, and I'm thinking about I'm just going to get marker or Sharpie and just draw a stupid cow on the side. But first, I'm going to need to actually make a cow image to copy because I don't want it to be like terrible or whatever. And I was thinking about putting just a normal letter postcard or whatever label onto an orange juice carton, and then putting juice JOOS on it just because it's stupid. And I'm going to make the oats oranges, and then obviously everything else will have to remain the same because I don't really have the time to make an entire But my parents are out at the moment. They're going to bring back some corn flour and some red colouring because I need to make blood, and blood isn't very liquidy, it's thick. So I'm going to fill up a couple of bottles of that so I can stick it over the driveway. There we go. Last college vlog's just gone up. I'm going to be uh, I'm going to be putting blood over the. If you can hear anything like weird growling, that's my dog just sitting on the sofa doing. Who knows? She's bored. She's going whatever to herself. Yeah. So they're getting me some stuff so I can make my own blood. I'm going to fill up a couple of bottles with them, including a milk carton. Unfortunately, we don't have a separate one, which is strange because usually, sometimes, which is still odd to me, we have a separate bag for large bottles, like litre bottles, stuff like that. So I don't know why I can't find any milk cartons in there. Which, we usually do. I mean, if we've got Coke bottles, we've got gin bottles, gin tonic, yeah, one of which, that sort of thing. But yeah, I've got lots of stuff going on. I haven't finished the script yet, which I want to work out really soon. At the moment, um, I'm going to leave the library script to the side for the moment because I'm going to be filming everything library related next week, so that doesn't have to be ready until next week. Then there's one scene. See, I'm using different definitions. It's weird. Also, you notice things are going red and white a lot because I've highlighted the bits which I need to leave now in red. So actually, if I move my glasses, look at my left glass. There you go. So there you go. So what you're seeing now is scene 4, which is the night scene. I've finished the script for that, which is nice. Below that is scene 5, which is almost done. I just need to do the transition between the beginning to the part when I leave the kitchen and I start moaning about how the orange juice is turned into blood. Yeah, using, I think if I look closely, the sign here is, the problem is that you know you've gone too far when I find my OJ has become O-type blood. It's stupid. It's just stupid stuff. You come home and you realise all the liquid's been turned into blood. It's just, it's not what you want when you go back, that sort of thing. The scene above scene 4 is scene 3. When I come home, I got as far as hearing that Alex has killed the neighbours using, dark magic and stuff. I still haven't brought up any demons other than, what's the thing it's pronounced? Yeah, Zygon or Zagan? Yeah, I think it's pronounced Zygon. Yeah, Zygon, which is the guy who turns liquids into wine or water, something like that. But nothing about him turning stuff into blood. Then again, it's demons. It's pretty much just the dark part of life. Oh, by the way, the black square next to the window here, which I'm moving up and down, that's actually the recording of me. So if you look closer, you can see me moving. Scene 2 library, I've highlighted that because that doesn't need to be done till later. And this here is scene 1 in the morning, which is pretty much just, it's simple. It's exactly how I want it. All the lines are put in. There's just things in between which I need to do. It's just shots and how they move during these lines. See, for once, I'm just thinking, solid. I'm not gonna do any storyboards because they're gonna take too long. I've actually been taking a quarter of an hour. That's actually a lot longer than I expected. You don't need to look at my glasses anymore. So I've done all the lines. I know exactly what I want to be said. So at this point, all that needs to be done is I need to finish off. I think the fastest scene I can finish off is doing the shots in scene 1, which need to be finished. Then there's finishing off scene 5, which is really easy because I need to finish off just to transition from me leaving the bedroom after getting a terrible night's sleep, and then going downstairs, and, going to the kitchen and stuff. Alex makes his way downstairs as well. Actually, I think one joke could be Alex just sits down and then I yell. Just as he sits down and he has to get up again. Something like that. Or I could just leave him in his seat and I immediately yell. Something like that. I don't know. But the longest one which I need to finish, because it's going to take a lot, is scene 3, because I've introduced that Alex, I've come home. I've got as far as I've come home. I've seen the pentagram and the blood and stuff, and I've come off the bus, stuff like that. But what I need to do is I need to add, all kinds of stuff explaining Alex has sacrificed goats, and he's offered my deck set from outside the house, which is just table, deck chairs, umbrella. That stuff is gone because it's been given to demons. And I need to explain different kinds of demons, what he's been up to, and ghosts, stuff like that. Something else which I need to do, I need to take some photos of the front of the house, because something new that's happened is I've taken photos of the house for the screaming house scene, but lately it's a fly on screen. God damn it! I'm taking photos of the house. I've been making sprites out of them for the latest, for the screaming house thing. So I'm getting a little bit distracted by the flies. But tired, sorry. But lately the house has been repainted a bit. Thankfully I've taken no photos of the house inside, but the door is now a lighter screen, so I'm going to need to re-edit that. Thankfully it's not something I need to print out, it's something which is going to stay on the computer, so I can edit it as much as I like. Editing for that's gone very well. Not done yet, I've got a lot of stuff to do, because I've got something new I've got to do now, which I didn't realise before, is I need a foreground, so I can have the bushes, the trees, stuff like that. And there's some plants which I'm going to keep fleshed into the house sprite. Stuff I've also done is I've made the windows of the house, the fire, actually animated. So my process is I need to animate the flaming eyes, so those are moving. Then I need to put everything onto the house. Yeah, the house sprites. I animate everything on the house sprites, so everything moves, everything's working. Then when the house sprite is absolutely, just animated, everything's animated fine. I then stick that onto the background, and then you know, Holly? I then animate the house moving, so the eyes. So first animate the eyes, then the animated eyes go in onto the house, and then everything else which I need to do, I animate everything else on the house. So all the windows are animated, stuff like that. So they blink, they move, all that stuff. And then once I've done that, the now animated house will be put onto the background where I shall animate it, stretching and stuff like that. And then after that, I'll take that animated image and I put the foreground on top of that, so I have the bushes and stuff overlapping the house as it moves, stuff like that. Once I'm done with that, that's the entire scene. So yeah, I've got a lot of animating to do. So I've got to, the first thing I obviously need to do is animate the windows, which won't take long at all, because all the windows have been finished. I even got the teeth in some of the windows, which looks somewhat disturbing. I've got human teeth at the bottom, and you know I have those two little point bits at the end of your tooth, or whatever, the bottom of your tooth. I've got those as fangs coming from the ceiling of the window. Yeah, hopefully everything looks somewhat good. I purposely left out. You know how you have the frame? You got the frame of each window. You got the frame of the window which opens and closes, and then you have these extra, lines or a net or whatever which goes in between each pane. So it's one whole glass, but it's like this checkered sort of pattern going around it. I've made the teeth and the fire go on top of that, but behind the frame, so it won't obstruct it because it just seems a bit too distracting. The thing about animating and making videos is you don't want things to be too distracting. You want to make sure that whatever's relevant in that shot is in the shot, and there's nothing else distracting it. You don't have to start pausing and rewinding unless you want to. You want to be able to know what's going on first. So, if it's a film about a dog, that you don't want just the life of somebody else or somebody photobombing the video. Same thing with the news. You have a news broadcast and you have somebody in front of it, in the front of the camera talking about this has happened. Many people have died. It's an act of terrorism. And somebody in the background being a total arse of themselves, just going or whatever, and it totally just distracts you. The meaning of the actual broadcast has changed. It's no longer about this breaking news. It's about these people being idiots, and that's going to distract on the moment. You don't want something to be distracting. You want to keep the relevant stuff relevant, and that's about it. Right? So as for emotions, I'm pretty good. There's literally nothing wrong with what I'm doing. I haven't cried, I haven't got really angry, I'm really good. I had to pay out £34.80 for that shattered glass bottle, which, from what I know, it's not this. Either way, I'm sure it won't come with labels, which is fine. I just need to stick my label on. I've already measured this, so I need to print out two labels. I'm going to stick one on here. I still need to get rid of the neck, which, that's going to be a pain. Oh yeah, I also need something that I can light, stuff like that. So I can light it and stuff like that. Also need a white shirt, which they don't mind getting torn, that sort of thing. Which should be easy because my siblings, they already go to Hartsmere high school, whatever. And they have white shirts, have the uniforms. if they have a shirt they don't want, or they never use and they got enough of, I'll take it. I can rip it up a bit. I can use it for some of my scenes, stuff like that. But point is, I need the business trousers, business shirts, or whatever, and that's about it. Don't have to look like a total idiot. I'm also gonna leave out the briefcase. I'm gonna keep with a watch and an iPhone because I want to keep it very simple what I'm holding. Also, we don't really have a briefcase. To be fair, it's a stereotype prop, and I don't particularly need it. It doesn't have any um, it doesn't have any relevance to the story, and it's going to distract people somewhat. People might be asking, what does he do? What's in the briefcase? Could be documents, and that's going to bring up irrelevant questions that don't need to be brought up. So I'll keep it simple to what you need. An iPhone, literally everybody has it. Everybody knows what you need it for. Same thing with a watch. With a briefcase, you keep stuff in it. That's the purpose of it. But what you keep in it, that's the scary thing. That sort of thing. You have Half-Life 2. You see G-Man, a very mysterious character with a mysterious briefcase and suit on. And you wonder, what does he have in that briefcase? It becomes irrelevant, and it strays from the fact that he is. I don't like having tons of questions pile up about why did you do this? Why is it? Unless it's relevant, it's fine. But you don't want to have irrelevant questions cropping up. It's some of the worst. Not that I have many experiences with it, but I could just tell that something like an unexplained briefcase, that's going to become a big problem. Everybody will be asking and bothering me about it, stuff like that. Still got flies everywhere. But yeah, that's all I can really say. So yeah, bye.